So this is another book from my personal collection, A Brief History of Thought by Ferry is, I believe how you would pronounce that. He's a French professor from the University of Paris. And what he does in this book, it is brief, as you can see, is an examination of the history of philosophy from the early Greeks all the way to the modern period, the postmoderns, examining how thought has changed and in a way, also kind of critiquing how each philosophy has been sort of empty, how it's been sort of left lacking. What I particularly enjoyed, Ferry is an atheist writer. He is kind of writing from an atheist perspective, and he doesn't have much truck with a lot of religious viewpoints, but he does incorporate religious thinking into his book. So he examines, say, the philosophy of the Greeks and the religion of the Greeks. He does so in sort of a viewpoint is like, well, there's sort of kind of a psychological necessity. But what he does particularly, which I think is really compelling, is when he gets to Christianity, he says, philosophers have this habit of kind of skipping over Christianity. They're sort of embarrassed by it. They don't want to, they don't think it needs to be examined in any depth. And he's like, that's a mistake. He says Christianity as a religion fulfilled a very important function for people's life, and it inspired all sorts of philosophers. We need to study Christianity, and we need to study what they were doing, why people so connected with Christianity, and why it was so powerful, why it still remains very powerful. And so he really examines what Christianity had that paganism and philosophies could not have. He also looks at Nietzsche and he examines holes in Nietzsche's ideology. He doesn't shrink away from some of the very real problems with Nietzsche's thought. For instance, Nietzsche was really quite racist, quite xenophobic. A lot of his ideas, many modern nihilists would be pretty shocked by the full implications of Nietzsche's ideas. And he does his best. I don't think he quite succeeds, but I think he does do his best to kind of sketch out, Ferry does, a new form of philosophy that he thinks can sort of survive the loss of wonder that he feels has characterized a lot of the modern movement. So I think it's really fascinating, this book, what he's trying to do. It was recommended to me as a way of understanding sort of modern philosophy, and I think it does that quite very well. So if you're interested at all in philosophy and want to get a quick overview of things, this is absolutely the book for you.